At some point in modern life, a perfectly intelligent adult will sit under a bright lamp, while another adult pokes around inside their mouth with a tiny metal hook and says with the calm disappointment of a village elder that they need to floss more. This is normal now. We accept it. We schedule the appointment, get the little paper bib, make small talk with someone whose fingers are in our face, and then pay money to be told that our teeth are crowded, our bite is weird, and one molar has begun quietly dissolving. Which raises a rude question. If humans are the clever ape, the tool ape, the moon landing ape, why are our mouths such a renovation project? And why do many ancient human jaws, belonging to people with no toothbrushes, no toothpaste, no orthodontists, and absolutely no mint-flavored floss picks in a plastic bag, often look surprisingly spacious and functional compared with ours? The answer is not that ancient humans had perfect teeth. They did not. Their teeth could be cracked, worn down, infected, and sometimes lost in ways that would make a dentist inhale sharply. But in some important ways, many ancient mouths seem to have had fewer of the modern problems we think of as normal, especially severe crowding, and in many hunter-gatherer groups, cavities. The strange part is that our teeth did not suddenly become poorly designed. Civilization changed the job description. For most of human history, eating was not a soft little hobby. It was mechanical labor. Before blenders, sliced bread, breakfast cereal, pasta, industrial snacks, and the soft beige kingdom of modern lunch, food often required serious chewing. Roots, nuts, dried meat, fibrous plants, tough leaves, sinew, seeds, and unprocessed grains do not politely surrender. They fight back. A prehistoric meal was less like eating a muffin and more like negotiating with a rope. That matters because jaws develop in response to use. Bones are not dead scaffolding. They are living tissue that responds to forces. Muscles pull. Chewing loads the jaw. The face of a growing child is shaped partly by genetics, but also by the physical environment. If the mouth has to process tough foods from an early age, the chewing muscles work harder, and the jaws may develop with more room. This is one reason researchers have been interested in skulls from different human populations and time periods. The general pattern is not simple, because humans are messy and history is complicated, but many studies have found that crowded teeth and certain bite problems became more common as diets became softer and more processed. In other words, some of our orthodontic troubles may be less about teeth being too big, and more about jaws being too small for the teeth we still grow. The teeth arrive as if expecting an older world. The jaw, raised on applesauce pouches and crustless sandwiches, has not prepared the seating plan. This is the first big mismatch. Evolution built a mouth for a childhood of chewing. Modern childhood often offers food that has been pre-chewed by factories. There is something deeply human about this. We are the species that solves problems so effectively that we create new, smaller, more expensive problems inside the solution. Cooking made food easier to digest. Tools made food easier to cut. Farming made food more reliable. Mills made grain easier to grind. Factories made food softer, sweeter, cheaper, and available at 11:43 p.m. under fluorescent lighting. Each step was useful. None of it was evil. A bowl of porridge is a reasonable thing. A starving person does not complain that dinner lacks ancestral jaw exercise. But mouths are slow. Culture is fast. Evolution changes bodies across many generations. Culture can change dinner by Tuesday. If you enjoy noticing the ancient machinery still making decisions in your modern body, this is the sort of oddly human problem worth staying with. To understand why ancient humans may have had better teeth, we have to separate two issues that get mixed together: tooth alignment and tooth decay. Alignment is about the architecture of the mouth. Do the teeth fit? Is there enough room? Does the upper jaw meet the lower jaw in a useful way, or in a way that makes an orthodontist start planning a beach house? Decay is about chemistry and microbes. Are bacteria in the mouth feeding on sugars and starches, producing acids, and slowly mining holes into enamel? Ancient humans faced both, but the balance changed dramatically with agriculture, and then with modern industry. Let us start with crowding. Imagine two children. One grows up gnawing, tearing, chewing, and working through tougher foods. The other grows up on a diet that is safe, soft, cut into adorable shapes, and often barely requires molars to file a tax return. Their genes may be similar. Their teeth may be similar, but the forces passing through their jaws are different. This does not mean every child needs to chew like a wolf to have straight teeth. Human variation is real. Genetics matters. Breathing patterns, habits, disease, and many other factors can affect facial growth. But the basic idea is reasonable and supported by several lines of evidence. Form follows function, at least partly. Use a body part differently for long enough, especially during growth, and the body may develop differently. Modern jaws are not failing because humans are defective. They may be adapting within a softer environment, and that environment has arrived faster than our dental layout can comfortably handle. Then came agriculture. Foragers ate many different things depending on place and season. Meat, fish, tubers, fruits, nuts, seeds, honey when available, and whatever else could be gathered, trapped, dug up, or persuaded to stop moving. Their diets were not one perfect ancestral menu. There was no single caveman diet, which is disappointing news for anyone trying to sell a branded tub of powder. But when farming spread, many groups began relying more heavily on staple carbohydrates like wheat, barley, rice, maize, and other grains or starch-rich crops. This changed the mouth. Starches can stick to teeth. They can be broken down into sugars. Oral bacteria enjoy this. They are not moral creatures. They do not consider your long-term dental insurance situation. They eat available carbohydrates, produce acids, and those acids can demineralize enamel. So even before modern candy, farming could increase the risk of cavities in many populations. Not everywhere in the same way, and not instantly, but the pattern appears often enough to matter. Agriculture also changed daily life. More settled communities meant more people living close together. Food storage became important. Diets could become more repetitive. Some foods became more processed through grinding and cooking. Stone-ground grains could even contain tiny abrasive particles from milling, which wore teeth down in a different way. So ancient farmers could have a rough deal. More cavities from carbohydrate-heavy diets, plus worn teeth from grit. Civilization did not enter the mouth gently. It came in carrying bread and sand. But the real dental plot twist arrived much later, when refined sugar became widely available. Sugar is not merely food for humans. It is a festival for the microbial citizens of the mouth. Our attraction to sweetness is ancient and sensible. In natural environments, sweet taste often signaled ripe fruit or calorie-rich food. For an animal trying not to starve, liking sweetness is not a character flaw. It is a survival strategy. The problem is that modern life took that ancient preference and connected it to industrial supply chains. For most of human history, if you wanted something sweet, you might find fruit in season or raid a beehive, which is nature's way of asking how badly you want dessert. Today, sweetness is everywhere. Drinks, sauces, cereals, snacks, coffee, bread, yogurt, and foods pretending to be healthy while quietly behaving like frosting in a tracksuit. The mouth did not evolve in a world where sugar could be sipped slowly for 6 hours from a giant cup with a straw. Frequency matters. A single sweet food is one event. Constant grazing and sipping creates repeated acid attacks. The bacteria do not care that the beverage says natural on the label. They are very literal organisms. This is where modern teeth look especially unlucky. We have softer diets that may give developing jaws less work. We have frequent refined carbohydrates and sugars that feed acid-producing bacteria. We have longer lifespans, so teeth have to last for more decades. And we have social standards that expect teeth not only to function, but to line up like disciplined little piano keys and glow faintly in photographs. Ancient humans did not need influencer teeth. They needed teeth that could process dinner and not kill them. And sometimes dental problems did kill people, or at least made life miserable. An abscessed tooth before antibiotics was not a charming historical inconvenience. It could be dangerous. Heavy tooth wear could expose the inner tooth. Lost teeth could make eating harder. There was no golden age of oral comfort. So when we say ancient humans may have had better teeth, we have to mean something specific. They often had jaws better matched to their teeth, especially before highly processed, soft diets. Some hunter-gatherer groups seem to have had lower rates of cavities than later farming or industrial populations. But they also had more wear, more fractures in some contexts, and fewer ways to treat things when they went wrong. Their teeth were not healthier because ancient life was magically pure. Their mouths were shaped by a different set of pressures. Modern mouths are shaped by convenience. Convenience is one of humanity's great inventions. It is also a quiet sculptor. It changes how far we walk, how much we lift, when we sleep, what we eat, how often we chew, and what kinds of stress our bodies experience. The mouth is simply one of the places where the evidence is easy to see, especially under a dentist's lamp while trying not to swallow the suction tube. The deeper lesson is that the human body is not a finished machine. It is a record of negotiations. Our teeth remember a world of tough food. Our brains remember a world where sugar was rare. Our social lives remember small groups where appearance mattered, because belonging mattered. Then modern civilization arrived, with soft bread, candy, orthodontics, profile pictures, and a powerful belief that a mouth should be both biologically functional and visually symmetrical. No wonder the whole system needs appointments. This also explains why modern dental advice can feel strangely unnatural. Brush carefully, floss between every tooth, limit sugar, avoid constant snacking, wear retainers, take children to specialists. Do not use your teeth to open packaging, even though the package is clearly asking for it. These are not signs that humans are uniquely foolish. They are patches for a mismatch. We changed the environment around the mouth. Then we invented rituals to defend the mouth from the environment we created. That is extremely human. A beaver builds a dam. A bird builds a nest. A human invents breakfast cereal, gets cavities, invents fluoride toothpaste, forgets to floss, invents a calendar reminder, ignores it, and then lies to a dental hygienist about how often flossing happens. The ancient mouth was not perfect. It was simply living closer to the conditions that shaped it. More chewing, less refined sugar, different childhood growth, different risks, different failures. The modern mouth is living in a world of abundance and softness, which sounds pleasant until you realize bones and bacteria have opinions. So the next time you are reclined in a dental chair, staring at a ceiling tile, while someone asks a question you cannot answer because both your jaws are occupied, you can take some comfort in the absurdity. Your crowded teeth are not just a personal flaw. Your cavity is not only a tiny moral referendum on snacks. Your mouth is a fossil argument between two worlds. One world expected you to chew roots, tear meat, crack seeds, and find sweetness only after effort, luck, or bees. The other world delivers a soft cinnamon roll to your door in under 30 minutes. Your teeth are ancient tools. Your diet is modern velvet. And somewhere between them sits the dentist, holding a mirror, politely inspecting the consequences of civilization.